Let's build.
Hi everyone, it's me Rani and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be working on this Astroboy balancer. This is a model figure from KFC's Kids Meal back in 2004. And I'm not quite sure how I ended up having this in storage, but I'm pretty sure I've had this for a long time. I'll try to see if I can, breathe new life to it by modifying the figure. Hopefully make it look better by transforming it to a shelf display piece. I plan to scribe details and repaint this figure. So let's begin. Now with this figure you'll notice a very long seam line going through its length. Originally I just wanted to sand it down to make everything unified since the figure is held together by screws. But since I have this screwdriver set, let's try to open it up and see if I can glue it down properly. I'm trying out two different screwdriver sizes to see which one will better fit, but since the screws are not budging on it either, I'm going to go ahead and spray some WD-40 to loosen the screws. And then I'll let it sit for a moment and hopefully the screws will come loose later on. Okay, so I was able to remove the screws off camera and clean the residues from the figure, only to find out that the seam lines are actually melted together already. I think the screw's main purpose here now is just to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed in the figure, I guess. So I'll just put them back and then I'll proceed to the next part of the project. Now that I'm done putting back the screws, I'll first file down the seam so that we can get an even surface. And then I'll also be filling in the holes of the screws where they sit in with putty, because I don't feel like they would go well with the overall look once it's done if that is not covered. This will hopefully help make sure the surface is uniform once I start the scribing process. Now that the putty has properly cured and dried, we are going straight into scribing his body. For planning out the lines, I turned to Pinterest and found this awesome work of an artist named Nolaj, which I am using as an inspiration for the details that I will put into the figure. If you want to check it, I'll put a link in the description so that you can check where I got the inspiration for this. So in this part of the video, I'll just breeze through the clips of me scribing the figure, but I'll have to mention a few things. First is that the scribing chisel that I'm using is a cheap set that I bought online. It will have to do for the time being. And I'm also using Dymo tape as my guide or scribing tape for this figure, as it is readily available to me. So I start scribing with parts that are easy, which is making circular or circumferential lines on the arms and on the legs. and then I'm going to draw out the design for the torso, which is actually, I got this more of an inspiration from the Iron Man armor, and also especially for the shoulder blades I turned to my Megami device kit, the Astro Archer, for an additional perspective on how the panels will look like. Now the last bit that I want to show you in this first part of the video series is that I'm going to also put some small or some few raised details. My plan for the shoulder and the feet will have the so-called raised pieces or raised parts. I have some excess pieces of hand armor from previous kit bashes that I did, and I'm planning to use this for the shoulders, and then I think I'll just be using a thin plot plate to go around the bottom of the feet. And also I'll be cutting some trapezoidal shapes for the knees to serve as like the kneecap, but we'll see later on. Okay, so for the time being, I'm ending the first part of this video series for the Astroboy balancer here, as I leave the plot plates to dry up. And then now in the next video, I'm going to show you some more details that I'll be adding onto the figure, and hopefully we can also start painting it by that time. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you like this work in progress video, make sure to subscribe to the channel for the succeeding parts of this build. Also, make sure to check out my other videos if you still haven't, and also if you have any questions or comments regarding this figure, make sure to put it down in the comments below. And as always, stay safe. Let's build.